mes amis, le café est encore ouvert et comme toujours, salut. It's good to be back under the olive trees, and I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone for their good wishes over the past few months. So a quick update. I'm still recovering from surgery. It's going to take some time, but I'm doing well. I was in theatre for just short of 10 hours, which is the length of 2 Wagner operas. They removed my esophagus, which means that I'm officially gutless. And whilst I'm grateful to everyone, I'd like to say a particular thank you to my friend, American radio personality Christy Lee, who asked her entire following to pray for me. Christy, I think the prayers of those 14 people made all the difference. By the way, you can catch Christy every morning on the Bob and Tom Show broadcast on YouTube. So, having got that out of the way, let's play a visit to the island of Sodom. Thomas knew about taxis. Taxis were the cars that met people at the station and took them to the places where the buses didn't go. In the old days, the buses went almost everywhere, and people liked them because they were cheaper than the taxis. In fact, the taxis subsidised the buses so that ordinary people could afford to use them on a regular basis. But over the past 13 years or so, a series of controllers has put a stop to that. In fact, they'd given the bus companies to their mates, allowed them to charge whatever they liked, and only run buses on the most profitable routes. This displeased a lot of people, but the newspapers told them that this was a good thing and that they were much better off. Jeremy, the red engine, had tried to tell them that the newspapers were lying, but he got shunted down a siding, and the owners of the newspapers made sure that his job went to Keith. Keith was a bullied Pacific locomotive. This meant that he had an air-smooth casing that made him look like something he wasn't. But this, in his view and in the view of many of his supporters, made him look more attractive than Jeremy. Bullied, said Henry. Bullshit, said James. As Jacob pointed out, taxis were only for little people. The people that really mattered rode on the gravy train and had their own chauffeured limousines. Mr. Ritchie didn't even ride on the gravy train. He went everywhere by helicopter or private jet. Not very convenient when you're popping down to Tesco's, said Percy. Isn't that very expensive? Asked Thomas. Yes, replied Percy, but it's paid for by the taxis. So, how much does it cost? Asked Thomas. No one knows, said James. It's a state secret. And that, said Percy cheekily, is why the island is in such a state.